Backyards are awesome. That's why Scott's and Miracle Grow want to give you
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another special episode of Reaper and H2K Sports Takeaway. I am one of your co-hosts, JT's Reaper, here alongside your other co-host, Hard to Kill, H2K. What's going on, man?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm sunburnt as fuck. The Texas sun tricked the shit out of me. Son of a bitch. But anyway, man, I want to start off with the UFC, the fight night I witnessed in a courtroom now and shit. The Derek Lewis and Curtis Blades fight. Excuse me. Specifically that I felt like Derek Lewis. Let me go back a little bit. I feel that Derek Lewis is a great, entertaining fighter. He has a bunch of followers. People know his name. He's knocked out a lot of people. I think he just beat Cain Velasquez's heavyweight knockout record in the UFC. Beat it or tied it. I don't know. Beat Cain Velasquez's heavyweight. So I want to start there. I like watching him. But what I saw him do against Curtis Blades, in my opinion, was use the ref and the MMA rules because he got poked in the eye. He was playing a little rope-a-dope, a little possum, if you will, to try and get him to dive in and take him down. And he eventually did get the knockout win by kind of doing that, which was leaning back, acting somewhat injured or gassed, and then hit him with a major uppercut on his way in for a takedown. My only problem with this is I felt it was a little cheesy, the win. And I felt like he was using the rules and the ref to accommodate that. And you could kind of tell on his face, he kind of acted like a little bitch about it. And I think when he was in his post-fight interview, I think he kind of felt that way because he wasn't normally the normal Derek Lewis you see in the post-fight interview. And I think he felt a little bit like, wow, that was kind of a shitty thing I did there. And I think you saw it on his face in the post-fight interview. So that's my take on that. The rest of it weren't really great fights, in my opinion. It was okay. There was no main really big names other than Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades, which was really good for a free fight. Well, I say free. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, so do you think, because I feel like I've been seeing this more and more lately where, something happens like mid-fight and these guys start looking at an official and then, somebody will get clipped like while they're looking at the official and like everybody just kind of moves on like, oh yeah, that's just like what's happening in the fight right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been seeing that more and more lately.
That changes the whole tune of the fight. The momentum. It's just like in a football game. You get a big fucking flag, a personal foul, 15 yards or whatever, on some bullshit. It could change the whole momentum of the game. It's no different than in fighting. The breather, taking someone out of their rhythm. You know what I mean? If they're piecing you up and you get the referee involved for a few minutes or, whatever, even 30, 45 seconds, that could completely take you out of your rhythm.
Yeah, I definitely I feel like I've been seeing this more and more and more lately, and I can't name the fight off at the top of my head where I saw this last, but somebody felt like they were getting shot, or no, it was somebody lost their mouthpiece, and they were pointing to their mouthpiece to the ref, meanwhile still just taking shot after shot after shot. Every time they'd look at the ref and point at the mouthpiece, they'd take a shot to the face. And I feel like I've seen this more and more lately, and that's kind of, I don't really like how the ref is almost being used as a tool in the, on the football field, you can use the ref as to get in a defender's way. Now it's not necessarily right, but, I feel like they're being used as a tool in the ring, and it's kind of affecting things, in my opinion, on how well the fight goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you don't see a Conor McGregor doing that bullshit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even when Habib was whooping his ass and he fucking illegally kneed both of the, Habib goes there. But I think if the situation was reversed, Conor McGregor wouldn't do some shit like that. And that's another reason why he's a top tier talent. is you've never seen some bullshit like that with any of his fights, man. It's like Dana White says, when he fucking says he's gonna fight, he's coming in there to fucking fight, dude. Respect that shit. Any UFC people. Now I can't talk because I'm not a UFC fighter and I haven't gone through training camp and put my whole life into it. So I'm not disrespecting anybody who's getting theirs how they're getting it, with wins. But you're not gonna climb the ladder by doing that shit.
Right.
Yeah, and it takes away from the sport as well, and why people find it so entertaining. And it's still not a football sport, but it's beating out boxing. That's for sure.
Yeah, it definitely Dana White.
It weakens the product.
Yeah, Dana White bought that for what, like $300,000, and then he turned it in. He turned around and sold it for like, what was it, like $3 billion or something like that? Yeah, $4 billion. Like that's just absolutely insane. And yeah, it's beating out boxing. That's why you've got YouTubers boxing now, because these YouTubers have to come in because they're the only ones with any popularity, and it makes things a little, I hate to say it, but it almost makes it more interesting, especially because boxers nowadays have taken to the Floyd Mayweather approach to it, where it's almost like a UFC championship fight where these guys they throw a couple punches and they sit back, and then they wait and they wait and they wait, and then super late in the fight, then they start throwing. And it's just like you're watching for like an hour before anybody does anything. And it's just kind of lame. So yeah, UFC has a good product going, and some of this like, oh, let me approach the ref with this issue I got, and then let's get a point taken away and slow down the fight, and hit guys while they're pointing for their mouthpiece and shit. It's like, I don't know. Right. That kind of
normally take points away.
Yeah,
but it's just the whole thing is using the ref to slow down the other guy's momentum. Because it ain't never the guy winning who's fucking looking at the ref. You know what I mean? Because Curtis Blades had won the first round and he got knocked out in the second. Derek Lewis the entire time was like just trying to fuck his rhythm up, dude. And he was using the ref in some ways. In other ways, he was using like a Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope, going back to the cage and just kind of laying there a little bit and acting like he's injured, kind of, waiting for that power shot, which is kind of his game. But usually you don't see him do it quite like that. And I just didn't like it.
Yeah, it definitely changes the way things go a little bit. And yeah, like we talked about, it's kind of, it drags on some of these fights that kind of, makes it like boxing, and like the championship fights just drag things on, and then changes the morale and the way that fight works. But speaking of dragging things on, JJ Watt and his free agency. He has narrowed his choice.
Top 3 teams again.
He has narrowed his choice down to 3 teams. And we have a graphic for that.
Dude, he's doing this like the LeBron thing with the Miami Heat bullshit. It's bullshit.
He has narrowed his choices down to the Packers, Bills, and your Tennessee Titans.
Don't go to Tennessee, JJ. We don't want you. You're going to fuck yourself up at game 3. I know it. Go, take your ass to Green Bay, please. Or Buffalo. I don't care. Green Bay preferably, because I think it would be good for you to end your career there, and for the Packers organization, and what people in Wisconsin, man. Go do that for that fan base, man. Okay?
So
don't bring your ass to Tennessee.
I agree with you that he should go to Green Bay, especially because I love JJ Watt. I grew up competing against his 2 brothers in high school, which was really cool. So I love the family. I love that they're local. I love that they're I literally live currently in the same town that they are from. So that would be very exciting. However, the reasons I want them to come to Green Bay is also because I think JJ could be a good player, and that's why I'm interested that you don't want him coming to Tennessee. I think it's just
I don't want him in Tennessee, man. He's got 1 foot in his football career grave, my guy. It's over,
dude.
He's a 3rd down pass rusher at this point, and that's all he needs to be. Use him more in the playoffs. I think that his body is done. He's had so many fucking injuries over the past few years. I don't know how many fucking snaps he's played over the past 4 years or how many years he's played consecutively. I don't think it's been any. So no, I don't want to give the guy a fucking top tier contract. Have him come to Tennessee when I think we have more needs than just another defensive edge rusher. When we may be able to pick someone up a steal in the draft somewhere and pay that motherfucker less money, and go get a top tier cornerback. Or another or a top tier linebacker, because I don't think our linebacker core is excellent. Or another fucking quarterback, Carson Wentz. Damn it, he's going to Indianapolis. Fuck. Anyway, I don't want JJ. I don't. I want him to go to Wisconsin.
I think
Green Bay, excuse me.
I think JJ could be a complete difference maker on wherever he goes. You think he is a fucking first, second, and third down player? Yes, absolutely. I think he's all that.
Reaper.
I think he's all that and a bag of chips. That bag of chips, this man can go play tight end for us. Yes, dude, down on the goal line. I mean, if you're running double tight with JJ Watt and Robert Tonyan, oh, dude, it's touchdowns all day, dude. I mean, this guy, I'm pretty sure JJ played the full season last season.
Let's see.
Granted, on a failing Texans team that was just terrible. But I'm pretty positive he played the full season.
Here's his stats for the season, I think. 2020 season set. It looks like 36 solo tackles, 5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. Okay, that's production.
That's pretty good. That is a sound season.
But he's 56. He's tied for 56 among all other players sack wise. I think that's right. Yeah. I don't know how many people there if that's his position or everybody who had a sack. Can't really tell. It's on ESPN.
That's more than likely everybody that had a sack. I mean, a 5-sack season isn't amazing by any means. But what really gets to me there is the 2 forced fumbles. That means he's stripping quarterbacks and running backs. And the interception, which means because we got to factor in also, they call him JJ SWAT for a reason. This guy doesn't get to the quarterback incredibly often, but we've watched this guy SWAT down. He's got a good vertical. I don't know if you've ever watched him do box jumps, but this guy can jump pretty damn high and swats down a lot of passes. That's great for second and third down when teams are in long. I think the guy is, he's getting older. He's getting towards the end of his career, but he also wants to win, and he's also good enough to win. I think. You add him in somewhere, and I think he could do really, really well no matter where he goes. I think Tennessee. I think it'd be good to pair him up with a defensive coach who likes to get after quarterbacks and stuff. I think is a good option.
I think it's if he's asking for a lot of money, or I don't even think. Nah, man, no, I just don't. We've got Jadeveon Clowney and that fucking. He was injured. I just think it's the same story. I don't think he's gonna be. I don't think he can help us in Tennessee, or I don't think we should take him from a salary cap perspective, because I think we have other needs that need to be addressed. And like I said, I think 4th or 5th game in, torn pectoral muscle, bicep tendon, something major.
That is where I'm with you a little bit. Coming to Green Bay wise, we are in trouble a little bit with cap room. We did restructure David Bakhtiari, to open up $8.3 million. And then today, Corey Linsley's people said there has been no communication from Green Bay about re-signing, which means we're probably letting center Corey Linsley go, which is also going to free up some room as well.
Why would you let that guy go? Bakhtiari and Linsley have been together for fucking ages, man.
Linsley's been around since Jeff Saturday left, which I believe.
Had Jeff Saturday?
Yeah, we had Jeff Saturday. I believe we had Jeff Saturday for the Super Bowl. Yeah,
that's a Hall of Famer there. He was in Indianapolis for a long time.
Yep, yeah, we got Jeff Saturday after he came to Green Bay shortly after Peyton left Indy. So we had Jeff Saturday for a little while, and then we got Corey Linsley. Corey's a great center, but we also have Elton Jenkins, who can play center, who as a young player, he's probably one of the better young linemen in the league right now. And the cool thing about him is he can play everywhere. So we'll probably play him at center, and then, like I said, that not re-signing him keeps some money options open. JJ, come to Green Bay. The fans will love it. There's a lot of us. We talked about it last week. A lot of us will buy his jersey the day he signs.
Yeah, restructure that deal, dude. Let him get like 80% of the jersey sales. You know what I mean? Let him get 80% of the jersey sales from Green Bay, and then fucking take less on the
Actually,
salary. That's how they build it in.
No, I don't think players can touch that, because from my understanding of the players' contract, like particularly from where I work, because we sell a lot of MLB home plates with players' names and stuff like that. The players' union actually sets the pricing. And how that gets dished out to all the players, so it's like equal amongst all the players. Basically, like they all get the same rate on their jersey, like that. Yeah, it's all based on.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's all based on the players' union. So certain players.
That's terrible.
I do know. I think like, I don't want to dish out names, but I think there are certain players that every once in a while, when they're retired Hall of Famers and stuff, I think get a little bit more occasionally. But the players union sets that. So really that money actually doesn't, there's some of that money that goes to the NFL, but then the other bit of it goes directly to the players union, and then the players union dishes that out.
Equally, you're saying?
Well, the amount of money like that you get, so like the percentage of that sale is equal, but like it doesn't get spread out to all the players. But like the percentage is like set percentage.
It's your jersey sales.
Yeah.
It's
so
your
like
jersey sales.
Yeah, so if you sell more jerseys, obviously you're gonna make more money. But
I thought it was like pooled in.
No. But it's like 15% or 14% goes to the player, and that's set by the players union, so they don't have a lot of control over that, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
But yeah, anyways,
either way, he'd sell hella fucking jerseys.
Yeah, no, and if he goes to Green Bay, I mean, you're gonna see Lambeau Field when the fans are allowed back in, dude, are gonna be, the whole place is gonna be JJ Watt jerseys, the entire place. Like it'd be gnarly.
The marriage between Aaron Rodgers and y'all is y'all about to go through a divorce, man. Or at least you're thinking maybe, or is that changing up now?
I think I guess it's really a lot of it. I think it'll come down to the draft. What we decide to get Aaron Rodgers. I'm hoping we can draft another receiver first round to put on the other side of Devontae. But here's the other thing is, I don't know if I necessarily want another receiver, even if A-Rod would possibly want one, because, I mean, you've already got MVS, who, I mean, that guy's fast. That guy's lightning on wheels. We've watched him burn guys downfield all season long. So he's great in the slot. And then you we get Devin Funchess back this year, after sitting out this season because of COVID. So, I mean, we've already got Devin Funchess to put on the other receiver side, and then you've got Devontae, and plus then you got Robert Tonyan, and if you add J.J. Watt, again, we've watched J.J. score, I think it's 3 touchdowns in his career from tight end down by the goal line. So, I mean, you've got tight end threats, you've got the receivers, you've got a running back, because Aaron Jones will re-sign. It sounds like they're going to let Jamal Williams walk.
Step away for 1 minute. I'll be back.
No worries. It sounds like they're going to let Jamal Williams walk. So, ultimately the Packers have a lot of offensive weapons. They've got a lot of people to work with. So that really, I think, is going to be the dynamic there. So the draft will be interesting, maybe you get a couple more guys for protection for Aaron Rodgers. because Aaron Rodgers could be beneficial. I mean, that's the problem Russell Wilson's having in Seattle, is he feels like they're not getting him protection. So, it ultimately, I think with the Aaron Rodgers thing, it comes down to what they get him. And then places like, if JJ went to the Bills, I think JJ would help out the Bills. I don't really know if JJ's the piece that the Bills is missing.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, so I mean, let's talk about the Bills in this race too. We've talked about Tennessee a little bit, and we've talked about Green Bay.
About them shit.
I don't know. I don't think with how close the Bills were. I don't think I can
name one of their pass rushers though.
Yeah, I can't really either, but I don't quite think that's their like piece that they're missing though. You know what I mean? I don't feel like the piece that they're missing is something on the D line.
I don't know. I feel like Buffalo's a good team. And you say when you said a piece missing, it makes me go back and think about it a little bit, and it's like, man, they are missing something, but we don't know what it is.
Right.
Or we can't put our finger on it. When you said that, it said, man, damn, they are missing something.
Yeah.
Is it Josh Allen is the problem? And he's just a really good Phillip Rivers type quarterback where, can play really good during the regular season, win a playoff game, and then boom, done.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what that piece is. I personally, I don't think JJ Watt would necessarily be it. Like, I don't think an edge pass rusher was what you're missing. Like I said, I can't really name any of those guys for them, but I don't necessarily think that I never really heard of their defense having a problem this season. So I don't think edge rushing is totally the problem.
Right.
So it's hard for me to say him going there. You guys are in a similar situation as well. I know your thoughts on it are your piece that's missing is a quarterback. And possibly the coach.
Right.
Could possibly be the coach is your missing piece, possibly as well.
Could possibly be the coach. But I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, there's something up with Vrabel that you just may not have what it is.
Defensive coaches tend to not make it.
To get to the promised land. So he's either going to need to really hire a good offensive coordinator that's going to stick around for more than 2 years, who's going to be there, maybe someone young, up and coming, fiery, so that the offense goes to a whole nother level. But Tannehill's limited, in my opinion. He played good this season. I think we're going to see a Tannehill meltdown. 2020. What is it going to be? The 2021 season or the 2022? 2021 season. I think we see more interceptions than touchdowns.
Okay.
Because Marcus Mariota had a 28 touchdown, 6 interception season.
What does Tennessee's free agent situation look like this year? I remember last year there was 22 guys that were up. Their contracts were up last year.
I don't think it's nearly as like that as it was. I haven't heard a whole lot. There's a bunch of issues with this, with one of our first round draft picks. I think our only first round draft pick in Isaiah Wilson. There's some shit popping off on Twitter about that, and I think he was at a strip club or some shit and was on Twitter about it, and so there was some stuff going on with that, and he didn't even play this season, so that's another issue. So are they going to move him out of there? There's a lot of shit going on with that vis-a-vis Twitter and, negative attention around it. But yeah, fuck, man, I wish we would have went and got Carson Wentz. See the Indianapolis Colts and that guy, Frank Reich, who was a backup quarterback during the 90s run of the Bills. He picked him up. He had to locate that. You know what I mean? And I think he sees what I fucking see, or what he, you know what I mean? And I think Tennessee missed right there. I think Carson Wentz for the next 5 to 7 years is going to be a tear in the AFC, the South Division. I think the Colts are going to be back at number 1 like they were before with Peyton Manning, and my life is going to suck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I quite put them at title contender solely because of Carson Wentz. I think it's too early to tell after the drastic shit that has gone on with him in the last year and a half. So I don't really like how everybody's so like, oh, they're Super Bowl contenders now. Well, I mean, they made the playoffs last year, but they also,
to be fair, I've been on Carson Wentz since we started. Before we even started this podcast, I've been a Carson Wentz fan.
Yeah.
I've always liked Carson Wentz, and I think he is a good player. And I think that fucking statue of Nick Foles they decided to place, a guy that you don't even have there anymore. You don't think that's gonna fuck with somebody? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They didn't even think about that, man. Like, they should have not done that. You know what I mean? I think that was a terrible decision, man. It's an everyday reminder that you didn't go out there and win the Super Bowl. I disagree with it, man. Celebrate your victory, but think about your future, which was Carson Wentz, and all that money you paid him. And I think Philly's always had that issue, especially with their GMs and owners. There's always been a little bit of controversy around there. And plus, I don't like their GM if it's the same guy. He just looks like he needs to be punched in the nose.
Yeah, that whole situation, I don't know. I mean, I understand it. I understand, you got to look at the history of quarterbacks in Philly as well. Jalen Hurts to me seems a little more like a Philly guy. That city kind of revolves around mobile quarterbacks.
He'll be a backup in either Baltimore or Kansas City 2 years from now.
I could see that. I could see him flopping out, but just as far as like the mentality of player, I feel like Jalen Hurts fits that a little better than Carson Wentz ever did. I look at people like when they had Michael Vick, when they had Donovan McNabb. Like Donovan McNabb is the prime example of like a Philly guy quarterback. It's very much a keep drives alive, run around for your life type situation. And to me, Carson Wentz was not that guy.
Go watch the 2017 footage for fuck's sake, dude.
Dude, I didn't think he was that good. He was up for MVP, and I didn't think he was that good.
Oh my god.
I've been able to witness 6 MVP quarterback seasons for my own favorite team, and those guys blow Carson Wentz out of the water. Just saying.
Brett Favre, yeah.
Brett Favre has 3, and Aaron Rodgers has 3.
Given Brett Favre's ability to fucking take an ass whipping
and just absolutely
and deliver balls down the field, you know what I mean? I could see that. I'm not saying, I don't know. I think Carson Wentz could be. I think he could be. He's not going to be Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is just something different. I think everybody can agree on that. It sucks he doesn't have the rings that Tom Brady does. But I think that locker room issues or something mentally, I think, because I've always, there's just always this thing with Aaron Rodgers, man, his attitude, dude. I don't know. I think that may be something that's, when the chips are down and everybody's kind of just like, fuck this, who's there to rally him up? He's like, fuck, I'm paid. I'm Aaron fucking Rodgers. I know how good I am, It's y'all motherfuckers, instead of getting the best out of who's around him. I think maybe Tom Brady does that better.
But I can see that a little bit. But speaking of
Aaron
GOATs,
Rodgers is an amazing talent.
He is. He really is. But speaking of GOATs, Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it.
So, yeah. But
it's unfortunate, man. So he got in a car accident yesterday. Terrible car accident. We'll show the pictures right now. His car was just wrecked. Down in this it for the pictures make it kind of look like a cliffside, but it was like in a residential area, I guess. But it is smashed. The front end of that car, you can see there's like a tree inside of the car. The engine is like pushed back inside of the car. Every airbag inside of the car has gone off. It's just absolutely totaled. Tiger Woods ended up going into surgery for that. Yeah, just not a good situation. I think hopefully thoughts and prayers are going out to him. However, we did get to hear that it was purely just an accident. There was no alcohol or paraphernalia or anything involved.
that's good. I'm really glad to hear that specifically.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want that to be a story, especially from someone who has kind of who has dedicated his life to the sport of golf.
Yep.
By force or by will. I don't know. Obviously he's a competitor. If he wasn't, he could be the greatest golfer. But if you don't have the competitive drive, you probably ain't gonna win as much as he has. And I think for the sport of golf, he is on that Michael Jordan level. Because if you don't watch golf, you know who the fuck Tiger Woods is. And I think he's had a similar impact on the game to MJ. But there's been a lot of people before him. Golf is a lot older than basketball itself, so it's kind of hard to say he's MJ when you have someone like an Arnold Palmer who has a fucking drink named after him. And, there's a lot of stuff around that. Jack Nicklaus, things like that. So, but no doubt that Tiger has had a Michael Jordan effect on the golfing industry. I don't think there was a golfer before to be in Buick commercials and things of that nature. So he definitely has had that type of effect. So I'm glad to hear that he's going to be okay. We don't know what his golfing career is going to look like, but I'm extra glad that there was no drugs, paraphernalia, or alcohol related or anything like that. So.
Yeah, I'm glad as well that that none of that was involved, because if that was circling back around, that would have probably been the end of a lot. He'd had to go to rehab again. He would have had to get his life put back together again, which I think it's hard.
Think about his legacy.
Yeah, building that legacy back up would have been just almost probably impossible. So it's good to know that wasn't the issue. Yeah, his golf career, he's had surgery on both legs because of this accident. So that means there was probably broken bones in both legs, which, the rehab on that alone to walk is going to be probably a painstaking process. So by that point, it's going to be a couple years more than likely of rehab. By that time, are we still going to see it? Now, golf, granted, is not a crazy hard on the body sport. No. So, we've watched guys in their 60s still playing at a pro level on the PGA, not winning, but, still playing at the pro level. So, it's possible that we could still see him again. But like I said, depending on how much arthritis and stuff builds up in those legs, we could potentially not see him. But, speaking like a Michael Jordan effect, Tiger Woods was the first $1 billion athlete, if I'm not mistaken, right? I'm pretty sure that was a thing.
That I'm not sure of. I
gotta look that up.
I would hesitate to say that, because Michael Jordan and Nike and Air Jordan and all of his accomplishments, before the new millennium, I gotta think he was up there. and his Hanes commercials. He did the movie Space Jam. I mean, and there was a lot of product that came off the Space Jam. I would have to say it was hard to believe that Michael Jordan hasn't surpassed Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods has his own brand though too.
So does Jordan. No, Jordan brand.
Yeah.
So Michael Jordan, I think, was the first billion-dollar athlete. Tiger Woods has to be close to the second, I think. Let's see. So, billion-dollar athletes included stupid ads. Tiger Woods, Floyd Mayweather, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Lionel Messi are the only billion-dollar athletes.
Michael Jordan ain't a billion-dollar athlete?
He was not a billion-dollar athlete.
That's amazing to me.
You know what? You look at these names, and they're all modern-day names. I have to believe that inflation had something to do with that.
Yeah.
Because you look at
hard to believe that motherfucker ain't $1 billion.
You look at what Jordan would have been making in the 90s, and that's probably what caused that. Like, yeah, Michael Jordan did so after his career was over.
Okay.
His professional career was over. Because his and then LeBron James is set to surpass $1 billion this year as well.
Okay.
But yeah, so Jordan did it after playing. All those other guys did it while they were still playing professionally. So
I gotta think if Michael Jordan was in this time, or I think he would have. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's unfortunate to hear, but Jordan got his money, man. Whatever.
Yeah. If Jordan was playing at the level that he dominated at in today's game, he would have been while he was playing, probably for sure. Because I 100% believe like inflation had something to do with that. You know,
right?
Like you look at Jordan's contract. I bet you Jordan's making like middle of the pack in the league today.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah.
But Tiger Woods, man. Thank God he is. He's all right. You know, and that we're both, I think, super relieved to hear that there's no extra substances involved in that.
Absolutely. I damn sure am, for sure. Well, my friend, I think that's a good place to end, don't you?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, everybody, thank you for tuning in to this episode. We appreciate it. You know, if you could, show us a little bit of love by liking, subscribing, and commenting down below. We do read the comments, and we will fire back at you. H2K will tear you to shreds.
Damn right.
No matter what side of the fence you're on, he's going to rip you. Unless you talk about the Titans or something, then he'll probably be on your side. But I mean,
most likely,
who likes the Titans? So I mean, that won't ever happen.
This guy.
But yeah. Anyways, also check out our socials. What are our socials looking like?
It's at H2K. Oh, shit. Let me take a look.
While he's doing that,
and shit.
Also check us out on our gaming channels as well. Hard to Kill is here on YouTube. I believe he is just YouTube /H2K. It may be
we don't know anymore.
_T0_kill. And then you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv /JT's Reaper. I stream there pretty regularly. H2K streams to his YouTube channel pretty regularly.
Yeah. I try and get on about. I'm gonna try and be. I don't know. I'm gonna try and be on every day, but we got to start working on content to bring in viewers and get people connected with our community. But our Twitter handle is at H2K Reaper, so you can tag us with that and find us on there, and go and follow us on Twitter because we're gonna be more active on there. definitely making a little more effort to bring it in. We just wanted to get the episodes going and get things flowing and see how this thing worked out. And I think it's working out pretty fucking
absolutely.
good.
It's a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah, so check us out on there. Get ready for some promo videos that hopefully we'll have up and running next week and a weekend possibly, depending on how ambitious we are.
True
True
story.
But yeah, guys, that is it for the show this week. Like we said, like, subscribe, comment. We would greatly appreciate it. And let's get this thing rolling. You got anything else?
Nah, man. Take it easy. Enjoy your shit, and we'll see you